Ciao guys, welcome to this new video, Kubernetes for beginner. Today we are in our sub series of Kubernetes permission, and today we are going to talk about role binding. So what is a role binding in Kubernetes? In simple language, guys, a role binding in Kubernetes is just mechanism that Kubernetes use to attach a role, right? Kubernetes use to attach a role to a user, to a service account. So when we say role binding, it means that, like I said, you see, you have role and binding, mean role plus binding, right? Binding means join. So role binding is just a mechanism that Kubernetes use to attach a role to a user or to a service account, for example. So, and that's called role binding. Like you see here on this YAML file here, we have we say here role binding. We give the namespace. The subject is user, right? And the user that we are trying to attach the role is called Jane. As you can see here, this is an API group, but look at the reference. On the reference, we are going to call a role. Now, to attach a role, to have a role binding, you need to have a role first, because the role binding always specify a role. When you look at here, role reference, it calls for a specific role binding. So role binding is actually attaching a role to someone. And if I go back, what is a role? A role is just a rule or set of rules. Like you define rules, and role binding is you attaching those rules to a user. It can be a user, it can be a service account. A role is just a rule that you set to give somebody permission, to like services, to like pod and other stuff, right? And when you say give permission, we have stuff like you can give him a get, a list, a delete permission. So you just like restraining people from doing specific things. So you define rules. Those rules are role. Then you use role binding to attach those roles to the person. The person here in this sub is a user. It can be a service account as well. I hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. You just have to click on the ring notification button so that you don't have to miss any other video. We are also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on others. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.